CM Punk back to his old tricks? Well, if it's according to Booker T, Booker T had a backstage altercation with CM Punk at this week's NXT tapings at the Performance Center. What the hell is going on? Is this a work? Is this a storyline? Is this Booker T going into business for himself off of CM Punk's name? Whatever it is, it's pathetic. And we'll get into it today right here on Off the Script. Also, Darby Allin has a broken foot. Not only will he be missing months of AEW television, but he will not be climbing Mount Everest. I got the latest on that. And GCW, yes, GCW will be working with WWE WrestleMania weekend. All the details on that and so much more right here on Off the Script for your Saturday, March 16th, 2024. We'll start off with Darby Allin. Darby Allin wrestled Jay White on the Big Business show on Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, that saw the debut of Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné, in AEW. On that show, Darby Allin lost to Jay White, and at the end of that match, Darby Allin got beat up. Darby Allin got beat up along with the Acclaim. They did a whole angle at the end of the show, and that was supposed to be Darby's last match in AEW for quite some time. Might have been his last match ever, because the guy was climbing Mount Everest at the end of the month. Darby Allin actually suffered a broken foot in that match with Jay White. Now, he's not only going to miss climbing Mount Everest, he's going to miss several months of AEW television. It was reported this evening by TMZ Sports on Friday that the AEW star broke 3 bones in his foot during his match with Jay White on AEW Dynamite Big Business. There was a post-match attack to explain why he would be taking off, because he was set to climb Mount Everest. TMZ reported that the injury happened less than 2 minutes into the match with Jay White after attempting a front row tope off the top rope. If you watch the match back, you could see Allin favoring his foot, but he ended up finishing the match. Allin has been one of the MVPs for AEW, one of the company's biggest babyfaces. He teamed with Sting at Revolution in one of the wildest matches that the company has ever put on in company history. The foot injury means that he'll likely be out of action for several months, and he will be getting some time to rest his body and will not be climbing Mount Everest. Now, first of all, I wish Darby Allin nothing but a speedy recovery. I love Darby Allin's work. I think Darby is a huge asset to AEW, and I wish him nothing but the best. Let me get that out of the way. Secondly, the high risk and all of the death-defying acts that Darby Allin is known for and that he's done over the past several weeks, several months, have finally caught up to him. And he will be out for several months now with a broken foot. I find it funny how he did not get injured in that match with Sting, but he got injured in a standard one-on-one match with Jay White on Dynamite. That is pretty telling in itself, almost as if the wrestling gods are telling him, bro, calm it down. One risk too many. Stop. Slow it down. Rest your body. We don't want you to get killed out there. Third, this is the big guy upstairs, the Lord, Jesus Christ, telling Darby Allin, you know what, bro? I don't want you to walk up to the pearly gates just yet, bro. Listen, it's not your time. All right, I'm going to bestow you with a broken foot, and I'm going to halt this death mission to climb Mount Everest. I'm going to let you live for a couple of more years. All joking aside, this is a fucking sign from the big guy upstairs that maybe he should not be climbing Mount Everest. And I'm going to take it as such. But if Darby wants to do it, if Darby wants to do anything, if you want to do anything in your life, you go and do it. If he wants to climb Mount Everest, I'm sure this guy will go and climb Mount Everest. But right now, these things don't happen for no reason. Darby Allin got a broken foot because something out there, something on that mountain, was telling him, don't come yet. Do not get up here yet. It is not your time. If you come, you may not be going back. The broken foot may be a blessing in disguise for Darby Allin. Honestly, I wish him nothing but the best. And again, if he wants to go and do it, he's going to end up doing it anyway. But right now, he won't be doing it. And we will have Darby Allin back in the States on television, hopefully very, very soon. GCW. Nobody likes GCW here. I don't like GCW. I'm not a fan of what they do. I'm not a fan of who runs the company. But GCW has a major presence at WrestleMania weekend. We all know that Joey Janela has spring break, and another GCW-affiliated event takes place called Bloodsport with Josh Barnett. Apparently, WWE is getting in bed with GCW, and GCW and WWE stars will be mixing it up for Josh Barnett's Bloodsport X. This is a rarity. Do not get used to this. In a rare crossover opportunity, WWE is actually letting several wrestlers work Josh Barnett's Bloodsport X event in Philadelphia in April, with Shayna Baszler being the first woman announced, or first WWE superstar announced. Josh Barnett and Game Changer Wrestling announced the news on Friday. Her opponent was not named. The announcement read as follows, and I quote, "What does it mean when a queen takes up the sword and marches to war? Blood, victory, glory. From the battlefields all over the world, MMA and the UFC, NXT, WWE, Stardom, and more, to now stepping into the ring she was made for from the beginning. The War Master's disciple, the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler, comes to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport X." Man, that's an epic tweet. That's an epic that's an epic tweet, man. I don't give a shit what the way I read it made it sound great. The way it read, man, oh my God, it's like I'm fucking getting ready for a movie. It's gonna be good. The event is a hybrid show that mixes wrestling and MMA with no ropes. It sees bouts end only by knockout, submission, or referee stoppage. Baszler is a former UFC star herself, and she holds a pro MMA record of 15-11. More WWE stars will be announced soon. You know, I just got done complaining to a few idiots online how WWE doesn't work with other promotions. They don't like to invite others into their sandbox. This is innocent enough, and this is a new administration. There really isn't anything, that is holding WWE back from allowing these talents to go out there WrestleMania weekend and just have some fun. Honestly, Triple H is not somebody that's going to be, holding restrictions over everybody like Vince was. This gives WWE, I wouldn't say a brand new reputation. I wouldn't say it's going to give them a new lease on life. I don't think people are going to look at them in a different way. But what it does is start from this point on that WWE may be willing to work with other promotions if it's innocent enough. I wish WWE would open up their doors for more talent and more companies from other parts of the world to work with them. I wish it was a meaningful thing that they actually took serious. Maybe at some point in the future, we'll actually get something like that. But right now, we have to cherry pick and choose where these talents are able to go, and if Triple H and WWE will allow certain talents to go. Now, this is innocent enough. Shayna Baszler has nothing going on right now on Monday Night Raw. She's in a tag team with Zoe Stark, and they got zero going on. So if Shayna Baszler, who has nothing major going on TV right now, nothing going on as far as WrestleMania is concerned, if she asks, "Hey, Trips, can I go work Josh Barnett's Bloodsport with GCW?" Why would he say no? Why would he say no? If Shayna Baszler gets injured, how serious is it going to be? Are you going to miss Shayna Baszler on television? Let her go out there and do what she's got to do. Let her go out there and make a couple of extra dollars. WrestleMania weekend. It's fun. Plus, she's come from that background. She's very good at it. So why not? I think that would be a great get for a GCW or any independent wrestling promotion. As long as it's not too fucking serious, it's not too, gory or crazy like GCW usually gets. I mean, this is innocent enough where I think it's going to make a major difference in the long run. It's going to open up those doors slowly but surely. Now, more WWE talent will be announced. I don't know who exactly is going to be announced for Bloodsport, but I could see someone like a Nakamura potentially going over there. Nakamura wrestled the Great Muta in January in his retirement match. So I could see something like that going on. No matter who it is, it's not going to be anybody uber important to WWE television right now on the road to WrestleMania. But whoever it is going to bring name value to whatever GCW is doing. Whoever it is going to bring name value to what Josh Barnett is going to do. It's going to make that event a major spectacle. That WrestleMania weekend should be interesting, man. It's exciting to see WWE stars that we were conditioned to not see on the indies. Triple H is slowly changing those ideologies and that mentality for this year's WrestleMania. Again, it's going to be interesting to see what type of door this opens up for future events, not just here in Philly. Next year's WrestleMania, 2025, 26, 27, and so on and so forth. It's going to be interesting. I like it. Not a big fan of GCW. I'm not a big fan of Bloodsport, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of any of that stuff. But to see those doors open, it's only adding to the craziness already that is pro wrestling in 2024. CM Punk. I miss the man on television dearly. He will be on Monday Night Raw on March 25th from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. WWE might have CM Punk as a guest ring announcer, a guest referee, an enforcer, a host for WrestleMania. We don't really know. Maybe they use CM Punk in some way, shape, or form as Seth Rollins is set to defend that World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania on night 2. But if you're CM Punk, the one thing you want to do is stay away from altercation. This is a new lease on life. You got a very short leash. Be on your best behavior. Show everybody why you are the influential talent that we all know that you are, that everybody looks up to, that everybody's admired for years. So why did Booker T state on his podcast that he had an altercation with CM Punk at this week's NXT? Doesn't really make any sense to me. Now, CM Punk was at this week's NXT, not on television. Nobody really knew he was there. There were photographs going around that he was at the show working in a backstage capacity. CM Punk wants to be involved with the younger talent and mold the younger talent in NXT. He enjoys it, and he's got nothing else better to do, so why not use your time like that while rehabilitating? CM Punk was backstage on the March 12th episode of NXT, and Booker T had something very interesting to say about it. During a recent episode of his Hall of Fame podcast, co-host Brad Gilmore asked Booker T if he saw Punk backstage at NXT, because I'm assuming that he saw the pictures floating around on social media that Punk was actually there. So clearly this line of questioning came up, and this is what Booker T had to say about it. I did. I saw Punk. No, we'll talk about it off the air. But I almost had a little run-in with CM Punk. The internet might want to pick that one up. Me and CM Punk almost got into it at NXT this week. We'll talk about it later. I don't want to put it out there because they're going to pick it up and run with it. But yeah, I'll talk to you about that off the air. End quote. Now, I don't know why a comment like this was even stated. I'll talk to you about it off the air. So why mention it on the air to rile people up? Just talk about it off the air and tell him exactly what the fuck you're talking about without filling us in, because the way you made it sound made it seem a lot worse than it really should sound. I don't get it. Are they working an angle? Sounds like a work. On the surface, it sounds like a work, because the guy who says he doesn't want to put it out there for the internet to run with it is contradicting his own fucking words by putting it out there on the internet to run with. I don't understand it. Booker T even uploaded this separate 38-second clip to their YouTube page to make sure it's easily available for the internet to pick up and run with it. I don't understand why something like this was said. CM Punk's been on his best behavior. We all know CM Punk punched his colleagues in the face at previous wrestling events. Booker T is one of those guys that allegedly shit all over the idea of Punk being in a locker room and being a locker room leader before this WWE stint. So maybe there's some bad blood between Booker T and CM Punk. But then again, if there is, why not keep your mouth shut on it when we all know the guy is trying to be on his best behavior and be a good soldier and do what needs to be done? And in this case, he's helping out the young talent. He's utilizing his free time and putting those good efforts towards something good. I don't understand it. Is Booker T going to be in a storyline? I doubt it. Are they working an angle for something to appear later on? I doubt it. Booker T is a fucking terrible color commentator. He doesn't get involved with anything that happens on NXT outside of that position. CM Punk is only there because he's injured. He's rehabilitating and he's using his time wisely to mold the younger talent and throw some knowledge in their direction. He's not going to be back on TV until he's ready to be cleared. He'll be there March 25th, but I don't really see him getting in anything physical. They'll give him a microphone, I'm sure. That's his greatest strength. But what exactly are we doing here? It's not a work. Booker T's not angling for something to happen with him on NXT television, and Punk is not going to be on NXT TV at all. So what are we doing? Is Booker T working everybody because he wants clicks and views towards his podcast? So why didn't you mention anybody else that you ran into it with backstage at NXT? Why does it got to be the guy that has been in these typical situations once, twice, 3 times before this? Because you all know people are looking for the even slightest idea that CM Punk is ready to fucking fall and slip up. Why would you even bring him that type of negative reaction when all he's done is bring good to the WWE? Why are you desperately seeking views and clicks by using his name to muster up some type of bullshit narrative that you got into it backstage and had a run-in with him backstage? Over what? Over what? The last fucking orange backstage and catering? Over what? Some of Titus's Salisbury steak? What the fuck was backstage that you got into a run-in with CM Punk over? And then you want to claim, oh yeah, you know, I got into a run-in. You know, Brad, we'll talk about it off air. Then don't mention it. You know how the community is. You're blasting the community. Any breath you got, you're fucking blasting the community. You're always backtracking on something. So why mention it? Nothing but a desperate attempt at views and clicks off of CM Punk's name, and that fucking sucks. Bringing up something negative that happened to this guy before, one of the reasons he's got fired and suspended. Now you're bringing the shit up for what? While he's there working employed for WWE at NXT in Florida, only trying to do good. And you're trying to sully his name. It's a shit move by Booker T, no matter how you look at it. Oh, I'm joking. Oh, it's nothing serious. I don't know why people ran with it. You put it out there, people are going to run with it. You're a known commodity to the company. Either shut your mouth, do what you got to do on your show, and don't mention CM Punk. I don't understand it. Some of these guys, man, some of these veterans out there that run their own shows, man, they're a little loopy, man. Listen, I don't know what type of numbers or figures they're pulling in, but it may be on the decline if they got to resort to this type of content to put out there to generate interest for their show. Don't get it. It's not a work, and it doesn't sound like a work to me. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. I will have more tomorrow. We got some major news on Mercedes and AEW. Apparently, she did indeed rub some people the wrong way in that locker room with some comments she's made about going back to WWE and having unfinished business there, and the fact that she was seeking to be paid on the same level as Becky Lynch. Also, WWE is expected to lure recent AEW talent signings over with the lure of WrestleMania. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. And more Brock Lesnar news. Are they actively seeking to bring him back to television? So more on that story as well right here on OTS. Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you did enjoy today's video, please hit that thumbs up. Make sure you sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you thought of all the top stories today on OTS. Please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, turn on the bell for notifications, and make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel, including last night's SmackDown post show right here on Off the Script, where we talked about the Rock concert in Memphis in depth. What I liked, what I didn't like, we get into it on last night's live stream post show of SmackDown. Guys, I'll see you back Sunday with more right here on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.